Hello. Just give it a minute here. I'm just signing in quick. I gotta just check. Are we back? Okay. Looks like we're back. Make sure this is playing. Okay, it looks like we're back. Well, it might turn me down a little. Let's turn me down a little. So, welcome back. It's been a bit, it's been a bit of a minute here since I last streamed. Still getting clipping, so I'm just turning this down. Yeah, so what are we looking at? Really, we're looking at the recent World War III news, sort of affecting the markets, plus the October 10th news, again affecting the markets, especially crypto. We had some crazy stuff happen in October. It's ever since I kind of left, we did have some highs, but we're really back where we started. Now, my views on this are that, we did start a bear market. We look at the monthly and that looks like a bear market, right? So the thing about bear markets is they tend to just go down until they're ready to go back up, and then they go back up. So really, I think we are closer to a bottom than a top. At this point, whether we settle in this sort of zone for a little bit of time, or whether we do dip to this low to make a mark right around, the 40K region, that would be another place that interests me. So looking for something here, potentially here, or if a recovery is possible, probably something like that. So looking above here for the recovery potential. Okay, it's pretty simple stuff. You don't have to complicate it, you gotta keep it simple. And I think this is the simplest way to look at this, as sort of like, we're in a range now. Do we reject and go to the range low? Do we hold the range and then move up? Or do we just simply, like I drew here, move up out of the range? The three sort of scenarios that I am looking at. So I'm not going to leave stuff on the chart because I don't want it as messy as I used to keep the charts. I try to keep it a little cleaner. The one thing I wanted to note on the monthly is that you see this channel that we have here, this upwards bullish channel. It just touched the bottom of it. So, and that looks like that's kind of that range I drew out. right? So look, we want to see a clearance and close above sort of 74.5, and same thing with the downside under 60K once in this monthly or the next monthly candle. If we see that, that's where we're going to look for whether higher or lower prices are coming. And we'll switch to the weekly, and we can see this channel that was going from October 2023 all the way up till October 2025. So 2 years of upwards trending market, broke through the channel. My second sort of wider channel we can see here, it's sort of a slower moving average, or a slower triggering moving average combo, and you could think of it as like a slow, and this one being more of a fast. It gives you a signal a little bit sooner, and then flips the other way a little bit sooner, but the other one gives you more. That's the thing, is it's usually a better confirmation, but we can see here this was not the case, right? As this one was purple till about here, so it had already taken off. Mind you, even if you got in here when it changed green during this sort of time frame, you would have still made lots of good monies, lots of multiples, right? A good 3x from there on something as liquid as Bitcoin. Oops. This is interesting. These types of bear market rallies, we haven't seen anything like that right here. This was not as significant of a price rally. It didn't go up into the green. See how it rejected off that other channel. So yeah, the thing is, we're well under, just like this one. So there is a good chance that really we just kind of work down until we start working back up. And that would make it look a lot like this sort of lower bottoming formation, right? Just kind of grind people lower and then off to the races. Mind you, that having been said, this also looks like we could see a potential W formation here, right? And then you would have the other wing to continue, and a nice line sort of in the sand there at 90K. So yeah, BTC in the recent days looking like it wanted to grind back into this sort of cloudy area, and push through it. We can see that type of move does happen once the price tends to get into that channel. Now it's just a matter of, does it break out the other side like it does here? Does it reject like it does here? But if we do look at, I like to look at this, because if you look at this, we didn't have as big of a correction, like a pump in the bear so far, like this one, but it was really like a one little correction, two down, right? So one correction down. So there is a chance and possibility that these two waves, I wouldn't call them waves, I don't like wave theory, so I would say these two downward price movements that it's had with sort of an intermediary pause, that's signifying a very similar down move to this one. I mean, it might not look percentage wise, but it was actually steeper in time, right? It happened much faster. That having been said, I think this day and age, with the types of institutional investment and worldwide interest in this, that these types of things can happen. Yeah, now unfortunately I won't be able to stay on a whole lot longer. Looks like my MacBook's actually pretty weak. I forgot to charge this, and I'm actually doing this during a power outage. So either way, I did just want to quickly take a look at Winternomics. So WNTV, I will be covering a lot about this. I would highly recommend that people would take a look at this. Right now, it's at a very interesting inflection point. So if we're looking at this on a daily structure, you can see we had the initial pump, and it has consolidated out, and went down as low as 300K or so, with a recent larger price move back up to 3.5. It had touched at the peak just yesterday. So very interesting waking up chart. And you guys know me in the past to have been very inspired and learned a lot from Kazanomics, who's also Winternomics, Shadownomics, all these, the Realnomics, all of these Twitter accounts, in a culmination. Definitely check this out. Join the Discord. Follow the Twitter, go to the website. You can watch all the past show streams, but Winternomics TV is on Pump Fund doing live stream shows. So those are awesome to check out. Definitely worth looking into. This is the official coin of Winternomics TV. And in the last stream, it was announced that there would be special a sort of group, or also potentially I believe he was saying like an indicator, but I think the group is more the value that you will hold here. So it is one of the utilities of holding Winternomics TV, is that you will get access to what they call Icarus. So yeah, definitely check that out. I will do a bigger deep dive, and we'll be re-watching some of his streams, clips, things like that, and talking about it, because Winternomics, Kazanomics, whoever you want to call him, is an OG in the space that has been making accurate predictions his entire time he's been on CT. So honestly, I've learned so much that the value that you get just from his Twitter alone is phenomenal. So check it out. Just join, you can go to, I think the website is it winternomics.tv? Oh, it takes you just to his YouTube. So yeah, just go to Winternomics TV on YouTube. All the links are there. Everything you need. Yeah, here's all the links to everything. Kazanomics.com for the website. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll bring back these, maybe 2-3 times a week if possible. We'll do our best to get out here and get you guys informed on what's coming next. But again, a bottom's in or will be soon. Whether we have one more leg down or not is unknown. With the war and all these uncertainties in the world, you just want to keep sort of your eyes peeled and pay attention. But yeah, as we could see on Bitcoin, things could get looking better before they get looking worse, once we break out of this downtrend. So check out Winternomics TV, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. It was great to be back, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this one. We'll see you for now.